guys, Ryan here from Nerdlocker.com with Andrew Hanson from AHF Clothing and the mastermind behind Fashion Enemy. How you doing, Andrew?
Great.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, Andrew, you consider yourself a fashion artist as opposed to a fashion designer. I was hoping you could maybe explain that a little bit to me.
Somebody pointed out to me after my second trade show, they're like, dude, you're an artist. And I'm like, I'm not an artist. I'm not one of those sad people that sit in a big loft and feel bad and make stuff all day. Yeah, I am. So I'm a fashion artist in the sense that I've always taken a shirt or a hoodie or a pair of pants as my canvas. That's how I would put it. And I've altered it. Like your hoodie that you have on right now, that's one of mine. This is an American Apparel hoodie. And even if I didn't use an American Apparel hoodie, I would choose a basic hoodie that's classic American basic style. But what I've done here is, the reason it's art is because this is one of a kind. This is printed by hand with spray paint. 3 different times. The yellow is a print, the blood red is a print, and then we have the accent color, which is black. And that's all of inspiration, like from the street and trying to make it look like dirty and dingy and punk rock. And then there's the grommets, which gives it that little flair. So basically, fashion artist as in this is my canvas. So
I was hoping you could talk a little bit about your inspiration behind your clothing line and what inspired you in the first years that you really created it.
I would say my inspiration at first was definitely punk rock music between like 1975 to 1980. Sex Pistols, The Clash, Richard Hell, the Ramones. They all had their own individual look. Let's not get into a punk rock discussion because we could nerd out on punk rock and battle with knives and forks and everything. But to me, it was being an original, dressing up, an original look anyway. Because the Clash didn't look like the Sex Pistols didn't look like the Dictators didn't look like the Ramones didn't look like Richard Hell, Iggy Pop, all of that. It was its own individual thing. So, you know, the fashion artist thing, my inspiration was to be an individual. So it was the punk rock thing. I'm still a fan of that, but you grow up and, you know, other things become an inspiration. So I've always been inspired, I don't know if inspired, but like heavily influenced by the video games I play. So like MMOs, like I have like a 10-year career, maybe longer than that, on MMOs like Ultima, EverQuest, Anarchy, Aeon. I've dabbled in WoW a little bit. EverQuest 2. Like, those things have seriously influenced the clothing I've done, spells, SOW, PLZ, WMP, for the people who know what that means. Like, that language in itself has influenced, like, color decision, Golden Freet boots was from EverQuest, that's influenced stuff. I've made bone jewelry because of stuff I've seen in these games, and it's like, so I'd say video games are inspiration
Very
now,
cool. So when can I get a level 10 a mage sweatshirt?
Wow, it's funny you ask. If you go to andrewhansonsf.com, my email, my contact information's there. Hit me up there and I can make you anything. I've made the Witch Queen Arthas on a hoodie for somebody. I've done Richard Nixon with Heath Ledger's eyeballs and face.
I've seen that one. That's
from
my favorite.
the Joker,
yeah,
from The Dark Knight, and that was pretty sexy. So I can do anything that you want.
The past however many years, the notion of a nerd has kind of changed into this mainstream success with the movies coming out and things like that. So what is a nerd to you?
A nerd to me, like, I don't know what the hell that means. I used to feel like I have to like defend that, or like I've contemplated like a philosopher would. Yeah, so like let's list some of the nerdy stuff that I do. Warhammer Fantasy table game. I roll dice. I'm a dice roller.
So you're a tabletop gamer?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Like Ryan Shuchuk. He's not here today.
Vin Diesel plays D&D.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. He had a whole forward in my D&D book in the history of D&D. So you have that. You have, I don't LARP, which is live action role play, but I have made my own set of armor. Nice. I do foam sword fighting. It's called Dagger Here, which I like to Dagger Here and Belagarth. And it's not like what you see in role models. We don't meet up at the Waffle Hut and have our man who's the king and stuff, but like, we do go out and we hit each other. And I don't have to get macho and say, you know, people get hurt and break their arms and stuff. But come out and do it, because you would have a lot of fun. And there is one requirement, you do have to dress up and wear garb, but like, it's like dodgeball or paintball. I do those also. And then there's fantasy football. What the hell is that? Like, you're all nerding out. So like, really, I think a nerd is somebody who's just irritating and obsessive about something. It's not necessarily comic books, rolling dice, playing WoW or any of that. It's just, if you're painting your face and you're at a football game and you're that guy, well, look at that nerd. But now he's gonna sack me, so I guess I can't call him that. Well, watch out, I got ninja swords back here. And I will do a backflip and kill you. I don't know. I don't know what a nerd is. And then you have George Lucas and ILM and Pixar and trusting those people. And, you know, as an artist and as a fashion artist and, you know, as a small business owner, it's really cool, as mad as I am at George Lucas for the last few Star Wars movies and the over-commercialization, the visionary and the genius behind this guy to say, I want to make movies like that, and then do it and get those other artists and all those people, because everybody goes George Lucas, but those people who were there at ILM from the very beginning and figured out how to do the smoke effects and all of that, that's fucking sick. That's like this. Like, how am I gonna, I can't screen print. I'm 16 years old. That shit's expensive. And I could show you how to do that for cheap now. But like, how am I gonna, oh, I'm gonna spray paint on it and do that. And that's kind of like, that's really inspiring. I'm not comparing myself to that, but like as an artist or anybody who nerds out on painting models or anything like that, like keep doing it because that shit rules. All
right, so it's a little bit of a Nerdlocker tradition. We got to ask these 3 questions. The first of which, what is your favorite movie of all time?
You know, I think, like, obviously the Lord of the Rings are really good. Star Wars used to be my favorite movie. I think they did an amazing job with the Harry Potter movies. I'm well invested in that. Watchmen was really great. But then you have like Apocalypse Now, which I could go on for hours. My favorite movie is a movie that has great dialogue and has, I don't think I have a favorite movie.
It's not Human Centipede?
Could be, it could be. That's pretty sexy. That's, that's like Paris Hilton.
All right, so what's your favorite video game?
I'm gonna go by system.
All right, let's do it.
Nintendo, Link 2, nice. Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Adventure.
That was the side-scrolling one, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That was good. Super Nintendo, that's tough, but I know I played the crap out of Mario Kart. That's a legendary game. That game is good. Sega, that was good on Sega. Sega had a lot of good games. Sonic series was great for the time. I'm kind of over that. I can't get into that anymore. I thought the Dreamcast had the best controller ever. I know you said that, and that's the truth. That, if I could somehow put the workings of another thing in the Dreamcast, I'd play that. I can't name a Dreamcast game, except I was there for the launch of that damn new Dreamcast.
Crazy Taxi, all the way.
That was fun.
That was a great game.
My final favorite game would have to be a PC game, and I would say the game I'm most passionate about is EverQuest. That game, if you were there in 1999 and you played EverQuest, you were in a very, 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 very special part of time of video game history. And Tenchu Stealth Assassins is my favorite, above all console games. That's pretty sick too.
All right, and last of all, what is your favorite comic book?
Favorite comic book? I would say my favorite artist comic book, favorite art character hero is The Max by Sam Keefe. I love that art. I like that character, and I really liked it when I was little, when it came out. What was that, like in 3rd or 4th grade? And it's weird, and I've gone back and I read it now, and I'm like, I really relate to this character. I'm a schizo bunny. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just The Max is great. But I really like the Wildcats. I think Spider-Man is rad. Yeah, I'd say The Max. And V. Is he a superhero or is he a terrorist?
Fine line.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah.
I think V, and then my favorite Watchman is Rorschach.
Of course. Yeah.
Because, you know, even in the face of apocalypse, I guess I shall not compromise. Or maybe I botched it up, but you know what I'm saying.
All right, there you have it. That was Andrew Hanson from AHF Clothing. You can check his website out at andrewhansonsf.com. And thanks a lot for coming down, Andrew.
Cool, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.